let's talk about inclusivity. That's right. Everybody should be included, right? I mean, come on, let's face it. The Democratic Party is all about being inclusive. Everybody should be included. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? It doesn't matter what you think you are, what you actually are, how you pray, how you vote, whatever. Everybody should be included, right? Inclusivity. Isn't it a great thing? So we should all strive to be just like the Democratic Party. We should include everyone. Just like, let's see, what was the guy, I think, New York Giant quarterback, Jackson Dart. Well, see, he had an opportunity to introduce the president. That's right, the president of the United States. So yes, it just happens to be Donald Trump at the time, but yes, this young man got the opportunity to introduce the president of the United States. What an honor, wouldn't you think? But no, not to the inclusive Democratic Party. They had a fit. They all but want to get rid of the New York Giants now. This guy should be fired. He should never be able to throw another football, anything. They hate him. It was the most horrible, disgusting thing they've ever seen, that they've ever witnessed in their entire life. So we won't include him in our inclusivity. No. And look, I'm going to tell you this right now. I think Obama was a bonehead, and I think he ruined the healthcare system that was already fucked up. He really ruined it. Biden, he was like a puppet, a marionette. He had a stick up his ass, and somebody pulled the little strings and made his mouth go sometimes. He couldn't walk up steps. He couldn't get off the stage. He couldn't do anything. He was the most worthless human ever. But I'll tell you what, if somebody would have said, hey, Blind Views, do you want to go to this thing and introduce the president? Would you introduce President Biden before he speaks at this thing? Do you know how honored I would be to be able to go and introduce and shake the hand of the President of the United States, no matter who he was at the time? It's the President of the United States. But no, not if it's a Republican. The Democrats, they take that inclusivity and they throw that shit right out the window, don't they? Did you ever hear what the Democratic Party and the Democratic people say about a black conservative person? What? You're a black person for the Republican Party? You're not black. You can't be black. You're not even black. That's what the Democratic Party, that's right, the all-inclusive. We're for the black people. We're for the minorities. We're for the oppressed. Everyone should be included. Oh, you voted for Trump. You like Trump. You are a Republican. You're a conservative. You're not black. You're not even black. That's what they say. Inclusivity. Please include everybody. I mean, they're even so inclusive that they want to do this DEI thing, right? Isn't that the best way to include everybody? I mean, screw the white man. There's too many rich white men in power. Too many rich white men doing things. Don't you just love that too, by the way? When you have like Jimmy Kimmel and all these other late night white rich talk show hosts talking about how all these rich white men need to go, and these rich white men need to be out of power, and these rich white men with their opinions and their voice. A bunch of rich white men telling you how bad rich white men are. Oh, Colbert and all them guys. It cracks me up. I think it's funny, but I digress. Let me get back on track with the DEI stuff. So in order to get rid of all these white men in power and all these white men in the workforce, yeah, you know, women should be able to be out there, be coal miners and ditch diggers and bridge builders and climb towers and change the lights on those on those towers for the airplane. Yeah, women should be able to do that, because I know they're just dropping their aprons and they're leaving their corporate jobs because they want to go out and build bridges. Yeah, but anyway. So to get rid of these white men and everything, we're going to make it so you have to have so many LGBTQIAA whatever alphabet people. You have to have so many black people. You have to have so many Hispanic people. You have to have so many women. You have to have so many. You have to have so many. So throw these white men out and let's bring in some other stuff, some diversity, some equity, and the all-important word, inclusion. So here's the problem with that. Here's the biggest problem with that. And I'll use an example that I actually know. A young black girl in high school, well, all through school, did very well. Excellent grades. High school, I mean, studied her ass off, didn't do all the dumb shit that everybody else was doing. Nose to the grind. I mean, graduated, top of the class. Awesome. Leaves school, goes into the workforce, and what happens? Do people walk by her and go, there she is. Excellent, excellent, top of her class, did everything right. She's the most qualified person in the room. Nope. They walk by, they look at her and go, black woman. Yeah, we know why she's here, right? Yeah, she made it here on her merit. I dialed it. And that's exactly what happens. That is exactly what happens. For every person, minority or otherwise, that is the most qualified, that is the best for the job, that's going to get it done and get it done right. They're not looked at it like, oh yeah. Whether you're there on your own merit or because you're the stupidest person that applied, but you had the right color skin, or you checked 3 of the 4 boxes, or whatever it may be, everyone's looked at the same. That's what's inclusive about DEI. No matter if you did work your ass off and you are the top of your class, or whether you're just dummy who just got lucky, you're all looked at exactly the same. You're here only because. So that's the biggest problem with DEI and inclusivity. And to include people isn't a bad thing. Everyone should be included. But when it comes to the people that preach it the most, the Democratic Party, they're the least inclusive people on the planet. If the Democrats, they have an issue with something, well, we have a right to protest. So they go out and they block streets and they throw bricks at people and they jump up and down their cars and they burn police cars. They smash windows, they do mass lootings, and they burn shit, and they say, we're just peacefully protesting. And they get up and they round in their mouth, bah, 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 and they got their bullhorns and they blow their whistles in people's faces. Now, if the opposing people with a different opinion want to do something, have a little protest, oh no, they show up, they rant, they rave, they scream. They even shoot some of the people because they have a different opinion. Or as they say, you're going to get kirked, like they told that young man who found out about all the fraud in Minnesota. Yeah, he showed up in New York, and what did the inclusive Democratic Party do there? They chased him down the street and said, you're going to get kirked. That's right, get out of our city. We don't want you here finding all the illegal shit that we're doing. Stay in Minnesota or go to California because you're going to get kirked. That's the inclusive people that spread all the love and joy. They shut down every single opposing protest or speech. They shut it down completely because they cannot have anything except what they think, or they have to shut it down. They don't just oppose it or have a little, no. They have to get ugly. They have to, that fucking clown and his wife and daughter, the one, it was just a female newscaster just trying to cover the protest. They chased her, pushed her to the ground, blew whistles in her face, screamed at her with a bullhorn, and this big dude, attacked this little girl, pushed her. That's the all-inclusive, peaceful protesting Democratic Party. They're violent, they're evil. If they don't get their own way, they don't include you. They want you gone. Totally gone. And these all-inclusive people hate the U.S. They hate America. They hate America. You can see it all the time. There's so many videos of them just asking them. And they all hate the United States of America. The country that gives them the opportunity and the freedom to run around in the streets and block traffic and throw shit and scream out and say that the president needs to be shot in the face and all that other bullshit. They have the freedom to. If they would go anywhere else, anywhere, and say that shit, yeah, they would be crying the blues and no one would be listening to them because they'd probably be so far in a hole in a cell that no one could hear their screams because they don't have those freedoms in the places like Palestine where they're all Iraq, Iran, and a million other places, even these places that they think is so awesome and great, like, even the UK, you can't, their First Amendment shot to shit because of liberal policies. So, be all inclusive. As long as you think exactly the way I do, you should be included.
What we do here is go back.
Loud.